Hey guys, it's Cannan, and welcome to another pickups video. If you remember a few months ago, while we were pretty much all sitting at home, I did a special stay-at-home pickups video where I pretty much showed off the games that I had picked up while, being stuck at home all the time. Well, some time's went by since then. Things are starting to get at least a little bit back to normal. I've went back to work, though it's only one day a week right now because of restrictions. But between that last video and this one, I've picked up another good batch of games. So I'm going to go over them. This is not going to be in the order of that I bought them because it's just there's so many games and I just don't remember which ones were in order. So unlike last time, most of it's PlayStation 4. There is only one Switch game. Now, Jess picked up some more games, but she's busy working on something else, so she's not able to join me for this video. But she did pick up a few games. Maybe we'll do a video together where she can talk about the games that she herself bought. And so let's get right to it. The first game that I'm going to show off is the only Switch game, and that is God Eater 3. Now, I've always wanted to play the God Eater series, but I never got around to do it. The first one, I believe, was only on the PSP. I may be wrong about that. The second one, I got to play a little bit on the PlayStation 4, and really, I did not think it was that great of a game. I kind of thought it looked like it could have been on the PlayStation 2. I've never been able to find the PS4 version. I found it on Switch at a secondhand store, and I picked it up, and I'm actually really, really blown away. If you follow me on Twitter, I shared some screenshots on there. It's been a little bit ago, but I pretty much made my character look like Yang from Ruby, because Yang is my favorite character from Ruby. So yeah, very good game. Plays a lot better than the second one from what I remember playing of it. And it also looks better. Second game I picked up. Now this game got a bunch of hate. Just because it, from what I've played, it is kind of boring. But I kind of just bought it because I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. And that is Dissidia Final Fantasy NT. Now, I actually was a huge fan of the Dissidia games back on the PSP. This one did not live up to the hype, sadly, but it's just one of those games that I'll put in and play if I'm bored and I don't have anything else I'm in the mood to play. But it's really just there for my Final Fantasy collection, more or less. The next one I bought at a secondhand store around here, just off a whim. It was cheap, and I'm always looking for good Japanese RPGs, and that is Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Now, I do know there's a second one in this series, but the thing I like about this one is that you can choose to be a male or female, and if you guys have watched my channel enough, when I have the chance, the choice, I always play as a female. Haven't touched it yet, but from what I've heard, it's like a standard Japanese RPG, turn-based, stuff like that. So yeah, it's always good to have a RPG based off a well-known anime. Now, this next one I've seen get great reviews. I've not had a chance to play it yet, but I bought this brand new, and comes with all the the extras and all that. And I've heard great things about it, and that is Control. Now, I know this is not exactly a horror game, but it kind of does have like it's more of a thriller from what I've been told. But hey, I'm always into games that have kind of a little spooky undertone to it, because you all know, my Let's Play series is mostly based on horror games. So yeah, I've been wanting to give that game a try. So yeah, hopefully I will get to soon. Now, speaking of controversy, this one I picked up because a lot of the leaks that were leaked about it were wrong. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but it is The Last of Us Part 2. Not beat it yet, but from what I've played, I really enjoy it. This game is gorgeous. I don't care what anyone says. The game absolutely looks stunning. And, you know, what can I say? Like, you know, this is one of those games where, you know, this and the first one, like, there's a lot of people that don't see them as survival horror games, but really they still kind of are. Both of them do have spooky moments, and I have seen people in Let's Plays get jump scared by them. So I do consider these survival horror games, because it's got that survival horror mentality to it, though they're, you know, Last of Us is always going to be more of a story-based game. But yeah, like I said, not beat it yet, but from what I've played so far, I really enjoy, and like I said, it looks amazing. Now this next one is kind of a rebuy for me. Kingdom Hearts All-in-One Package. I pre-ordered this the moment it got announced, and then it sat at GameStop for 3 months because of the shutdown. But tell you the truth, even though I've played every single game on this collection, you know, it's pretty much Kingdom Hearts 3 and the story so far. But I've got to admit, one of the biggest reasons why I wanted this was for this box art. Even though it's just a slipcover, I love this box art. I really do. I love it that they included all the games. Plus, to represent Kingdom Hearts 3, they put Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora in his throne. The only thing it doesn't come with is the Remind DLC, but I already had the DLC, so it didn't really bother me. But really, I believe this was $49.99 when it came out. And I mean, come on. You get all 10 games, which, you know, a few of them are just cinematics, but still, it's a great deal, especially when, really, if you think about it, if you bought these by themselves. Actually, I think Kingdom Hearts 3 has went down a little bit, but at one point, it would have cost you way more to get them separately than to just pick up this collection. But yeah, really happy with that collection. I can't wait for the new one, the rhythm game. Now, this one, a lot of people don't know about this game. This was actually the first game I ever bought on the PlayStation 3. And they re-released it for PS4 with some added stuff. They updated the character models a little bit, but it's more or less still the same game. And that is Bladestorm Nightmare. This game was originally called on the PlayStation 3 Bladestorm the 100 Years' War. It's made by Koei, who make, you know, Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, Warriors Orochi. And the biggest reason why I wanted this game back on the PS3 is that it takes place during the 100 Years' War, which was a real-life war between England and France. And I'm a history buff. I love history. And that just interested me. You create your own character. You're a mercenary. You can fight for both France and England, though you will be asked to. You do have to make a decision who you end the game with. And Nightmare adds a nightmare scenario that includes, like, dragons and Cyclops and all that. It's got its own little original story. But a lot of people say the game's boring. But, I mean, I love this game. It's a guilty pleasure, I guess you could say. This next one, I just bought because I love the art style. It was only $10, brand new. It was marked for $20, but it rung up $10, so, hey. And that is Indivisible. I think that's how you say Indivisible. Yeah, it's pretty much like a fighting like, from what I've played of it, it kind of like, it's got like turn-based fighting in it, but like, it's also a platformer in a way. But yeah, from what I played of it, it's really fun. I really love the art style. And you know, it's made by 505 Games, and they have made some games in the past that I do really enjoy. So yeah, that was a good pickup right there. This next one was once again picked up at a secondhand store, and I love this series. I love it for its humor. I love, like, and I just love Japanese RPGs, even though the stories sometimes really are just wacky. And that is Mega Dimension Neptunia V2. I actually plan on doing a Let's Play series of the Rebirth games. I used to have them on the Vita. The only one I've beaten is the first one, but I have all three on Steam. I just haven't gotten around to doing a Let's Play of them yet. But yeah, I've actually never played this one. I got it because it was cheap. I was like, I can finally play this, finally get my hands on it. Now, these next games I'm going to do together because they're all three part of the same series. Two of these are rebuys. The third one, this is the first time I've owned it since it's been out. So I've played and beaten the first two, but never played and beaten the third one. And now I've got them all three again. And that is the Tomb Raider reboot series. Now, back in the old days on the PlayStation 1, I was not a big fan of Tomb Raider. But this reboot series, I think, is absolutely amazing. It's awesome, you know. This one and the Definitive Edition and Rise of the Tomb Raider I have played and beaten before, but I've still never played at all Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I think I was a little short on cash when it first came out, but hey, now I've got it and I cannot wait to play this. This next one is a remake by Square Enix. It took me forever to find this game. No one nowhere during the lockdowns had this. Walmart never had it. Even after it came out, GameStop had it for sale on their site, but said they didn't have any in stock. Well, finally they got it in stock, and it took them like almost a month to send it to me. And that is the Trials of Mana remake. This game's actually really fun. I've only played it once through, but I'm like, it's a shame that this game took so long to come out in America, because before this remake, this game had never come here. So really enjoyed this game. I like the fact that out of the 6 characters, you can pair any 3 combinations together. Like, they've got set ones that you're supposed to put together, but it's up to you. If you want to play as just all 3 of the girls, you can. If you want to play as all 3 of the guys, you can. Like, you can mix and match any way you want to. And, yeah, I mean, it's your stereotypical RPG. It's not turn-based, it's real-time. But it's a really enjoyable game. I really enjoy it. Great gameplay. Love the soundtrack. It's just an enjoyable game. I got this because I'm a glutton for punishment, and I love the Soul series. I love Bloodborne, I love Dark Souls, I love Code Vein, so I had to pick this up, because from what I've been told, it's way better than the first one. Unlike the first one, this one has a character creator, and you know me, I'm a sucker for a character creator, and that is The Surge 2. Now, is it the greatest game as far as Souls clones? No. It's definitely more on the sci-fi side. But, I mean, I've enjoyed what I've played of it so far. I think the series has a great opportunity to go even further. Still some kinks, though. I mean, there's still some better Souls-like games out there, which I'll get to one of them here in a sec. But still a very enjoyable game. So, and it's cheap. It's really cheap right now. Even brand new. Like, I think I got it for 20... I don't want to give an exact price and then be wrong, but it was definitely cheap. Another Neptunia game, and that is Super Neptunia RPG. Now, this one is a 2D platforming, like it's pretty much a classic RPG style. All in 2D, and it's got a reversible cover and all that. Played a little bit of it, and it's actually really fun. It reminds me of the retro RPGs that I played when I was younger. But it's still got the same kind of humor, where the story is not exactly the big thing about Neptunia games is the humor. That's what, and all the video game references. The stories in them have always been kind of, you know, hit or miss, but they're just really enjoyable games. Now, the next one, a lot of people call Dark Souls with guns, and that is Remnant from the Ashes. Funny story about this game. I remember when this game was first announced, and it was only on PC first. And at that time, I didn't have a PC good enough to play it. So I was like, oh, that sucks. Well, it came out on consoles, and I had no idea it was coming out on consoles until I heard about pre-orders, and by the time I was going to pre-order it, all the pre-orders had been done, and only like a few people pre-ordered it. But during the stay-at-home part, I was like, you know what? I need to find this game. I want to play it. And I was willing to pay how much it was. I think it was like at most it was like $50. But I checked my GameStop app, and it was actually part of deal of the day, the very day I checked it, and I got this for like $15. So I was very happy with that. I don't think this is as hard as Dark Souls as far as the one-on-one fights with like enemies. Bosses can be really tricky because unlike Dark Souls bosses, the bosses in this one have add-ons, smaller enemies for you to deal with along with the boss. So, and they're pretty much there for like ammo, to get ammo and all that. But boy, can they be a pain. But for a game that's made like not by like a huge developer, I mean, and THQ Nordic are the ones that I guess they were the publishers, yeah. But it's a really enjoyable game. I really like it. Now this next one, I had to get rid of it. Now I've got it back. I got it for like $17. This game is something that I never thought was going to happen, and that is Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. Now I love the Tales series. But Tales of Vesperia has always been my number one favorite game in the series. And why this was like a miracle to me is, if anyone remembers, this game originally came out in America on the Xbox 360. Because at that time, Xbox had like an exclusive deal to get this game. Well, it didn't sell very well. Because we all know that Japanese RPGs just do not sell on the Xbox. And you know, it just didn't do well. And then in Japan, a PS3 version came out that had all this extra content. It had dialogue in it that was voiced that wasn't voiced in the 360 version. And it was just a better version, you know. But it never came out in America. Like, never. So, you know, I was happy with the 360 version. Was I kind of bummed that there was a version out there that was better and just had so much more content, like party members and all that. Yeah, well, we finally got it. Yeah, this is pretty much the PS3 version. Just, you know, better graphics and all that. So yeah, it was nice that after all those years of wondering, will we ever see the PS3 version of Tales of Vesperia come to America? And then they finally announced it at E3 of all places. So yes, very, very happy to have that. This next game has kicked my ass. Like I said, I love Dark Souls. I love Bloodborne. I love all of them. But I don't know if I'm just out of practice or if this game is just more harder than any of those others, because I think I've died more in this game to just normal enemies than I have in any other Souls game. And that is Nioh 2. Now, I didn't play the first one, and that's because, just like with the Surge one, it didn't have a character creator. And for me, a character creator in the Souls games is a must. Well, this one has a very good one. If you are on my Twitter, I was putting up screenshots for a while. I pretty much made my character look like Tifa. You going off of other tutorials. Very enjoyable. This one, like for me, it has been the most satisfying getting through a boss in this one than any other Dark Souls, because it just seems like stuff is harder in this one. But maybe I'm out of practice. I don't know. Game looks great. It plays great. And like I said, the character creator's great in it. So yeah, really, really happy that I picked that one up. We got 3 to go. Now this one is pretty much another game based off an anime. But unlike Digimon, this one's not an RPG. It pretty much plays like a Dynasty Warriors game, and it's made by Marvelous, one of the better developers out there. And that is Fate Exella, I think that's how you say it, the Umbral Star. And, I mean, yeah, I just bought it because it was cheap, and I had never played it. I've been told that I should play it. And from what I've played of it, yeah, it's kind of a Dynasty story, Dynasty Warriors kind of gameplay. Plus, the one who told me I should play it knows that I like it when you can choose your gender of your character, and, you know, the main character can be male or female in this. So yeah, the Fate series is very well known. I've never watched it myself because there's just so many versions of it. But just like other Dynasty Warriors like games, it can get a little boring after a while. But it's just, it's one of those games, if you don't have anything else to play and you're bored, pop it in, play it for a little bit until you're wanting to play something else. But really enjoy this game. This one I have a love-hate relationship with. I first played it on the PlayStation 3, and I really do think it's one of the best RPGs I've ever played. But the ending is absolutely horrendous. And that is the PS4 version of Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. This is an amazing RPG. I love it. But the ending in this game is just horrendous to me. I just do not like it. I turned the game off after I beat the dragon. I don't care about what happens after that. That's how this game ends to me, is you beat the dragon, and that's it. But game looks great on the newer systems. Ton of stuff to do. There's a ton of quests. This of course comes with the Dark Arisen DLC. So yeah, definitely a must buy. I remember when this first came out, you couldn't find it anywhere. So yeah, amazing game, just a bad ending. And the last one, I think a lot of people's going to be shocked that I have, because I'm not exactly the sports kind of person. But besides pro wrestling, and I'm sorry, I'm never going to buy a WWE product ever again just because I don't like WWE anymore. I haven't watched WWE since 2005. I might consider playing the AEW game, but I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I've bought a wrestling game, and I just don't know if they're really for me anymore. I'd rather just watch it on television. But another sport besides pro wrestling that I do enjoy, and this is mostly because it was a sport I enjoyed watching with my dad, that is NASCAR. And so the last game on the list is NASCAR Heat 4. Now, I know NASCAR Heat 5 is pretty much out, I think, by now. But what I love about games like this, and the biggest selling point for me in this, is in the career mode, you have to go through all the other series. And in this one, they include the Dirt series. NASCAR does have a Dirt series that you can go through. You gotta go through Dirt, then the Trucks, then the Xfinity series, then up to the NASCAR Cup series. And I don't know, I just love that, progression as a driver in the game. You start off in a car that might not have the best equipment, and you're running like maybe top 20, top 15 maybe every race one season, get a better deal and a better ride the next season, and you start winning races. And then eventually you win that championship, and then when you win the championship, you go to the next one, start all over. I love that sense of progression in NASCAR games. Besides Mario Kart, those are the only racing games I've ever really touched. Jess is different than me. She loves Forza. She is interested in the next Gran Turismo for the PS5. She loves games like that. She's also interested in that car mechanic game. So she's said she might do a let's play of that. So be on the lookout for that in the future. But yeah. So yeah, it was $17. Why not? And that's it. That's the end of my secondary haul. There's a ton of more games coming out in the next few months that I really cannot wait to play. There's the Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town remake that's coming out for the Switch and for PC. Technically it's out now. I've got the Switch version pre-ordered. I might pick up the PC version and do a Let's Play on it, maybe. Because I don't have a capture card for my Switch. The Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning Remaster, which is getting a new expansion next year, which is crazy because that game came out in 2012. Whole big video about that coming up very soon, if it's not already out by the time this is released. And Cyberpunk 2077, that is my game of the year. I think that game will be absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to play it. And And then there's other games that are coming that don't even have a release date yet, like Elden Ring. I want to play that, you know, and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I know it has a release date, but I mean, I'm excited for that game. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of my haul. Tell me what games are coming out that you're looking forward to, or games that you picked up while you were sitting at home as well. This also doesn't include the games I bought off Steam, but you'll be seeing some of those in future Let's Plays. But if you enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell, that way you'll be notified every time we upload. We try and upload almost daily every week, except on the weekends. We don't upload on the weekends. Give the video a like. It really does help the channel. Leave me a comment. Let me know, like I said, what you guys thought of the haul, what all games have you picked up, and what games are you looking for that are coming out very soon. As always, this is Canaan. Love you very much. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.